Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with yet another cluster video. Today we're going to be making some paperclip clusters because I don't have any for the Beloved Beauty Journal. So I thought I would go ahead and use these cute little girl vintage images. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And they're going to be going on the paperclip like so. Not being too fancy, not concerned about the back side. They're just going to be a straight up paperclip, not a hidden paperclip or anything like that. So I've laid out or picked out some items. I've got some washi tape. I thought I might throw some in. I don't tend to use my washi tape enough, so I thought I would go ahead and grab that. I've got my typical stuff, which is these are the specialty papers. Like this is transparency actually. You can't tear it, but you can cut it. So I thought I might introduce that, and some napkin and tissue paper and things like that. We've got some textile laces and things that are kind of off camera there. We've got some vintage book and music pages, some other specialty paper or some scrapbook paper, as well as this paper that that I created in another video. So this is just some embossing that I did. I ran it through my Big Shot using an embossing folder, and we're going to use some of that. I'm preparing my cover for the journal, and so I just saved all the strings from the fabric, and I thought they might be fun to add to the cluster here. So let's get going. So I'm going to go ahead and set some of these aside so that I can focus, and I'm going to be inking as I go, and I might be quiet a little bit, speed things up as it's appropriate. So I hope that you will enjoy. I know it's clusters again, but I love them, and so we're going to do them. I forgot to get my glues out, so give me a second here. I'm still not feeling great, so but I can't lay around. So yeah. So we're just going to ink some stuff up here. I'm going to go ahead and get the paper clip on here right away. I'm going to make the long side go to the outside so that we have the most landscape there for that paper clip to hold. So that's what I mean there. So I am going to go ahead and glue it on the front. I think I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac here. It does take a little bit longer to dry. I might introduce, I think we'll be okay with just the Fabri-Tac. There we go. So there, and this is just, these are just scraps, guys. Just use your scraps. Clusters are a great way to use them. So we've got that. So now we're going to layer up a little bit here. So I really like this paper, and I love what I'm going to also put, I think I'm going to put like a topper on these, or maybe something off to the side. I haven't quite decided. I did cut those just in case. So let me get this one inked up just in case we want to use it. Grab a little bit of fabric scraps here. See if we can find something that seems fitting here. And I'm just going to start throwing stuff together. What I found with clusters is you can overthink it, and then you just get flustered and it's no longer fun. And so please try not to do that if you're trying this, because clusters are just meant to be kind of therapeutic and kind of brainless, like just fun creativity using your scraps, using what you have. So I want some fabric down first, so let me see what I have here. I've got this piece here. Let's see if we want to use some of that. It's awfully bold and big. I think not. I love this. Let's cut a piece of that. And again, these are all from my scrap bin for my laces and such. I like that. I don't want it hanging below necessarily in this project. So we're going to go ahead and start with the lace. I like how you can still see some of that writing, but it's somewhat hidden. I think I want a little piece of this. I tore that a little bit too small. I think I want a bigger piece of that. Maybe longer or bigger. I don't like that, a lot of that white core though. I'm trying to get rid of some of that. So again, don't overthink it. Just, you know, put it there, see if it appeals to you, and then let it go. I know it can be hard for people that are more perfectionistic to do clusters because they're so random, but it's really very freeing to do them. So I'm going to put this paper down, I think, first here. Starting out a little rough here, guys. Sorry. I haven't created in, even though I'm ahead on the videos, I haven't created in about 4 days, so I'm a little bit out of practice again. Just really, really tired. Really tired. I mean, I'm not feeling terrible. I still have a little bit of a, you know, the residual, you know, icky throat kind of stuff going on, but... see. Oh, I love that. Look at that. Almost feels like too much. I'm going to tear that down. Ended up cutting a big piece and then tearing it down. It's kind of the way it goes. I like that though. And I don't know if this actually fits in this one because we've already got some roses there. So we might forego that. I do have this kind too. That was another kind of embossing folder. So maybe we'll try a bit of this since it's more neutral. It might work better. You certainly don't have to ink if you don't want to. That's just my preference. And I love this embossing. So see, even as I'm going over this, I'm affecting that dimensional paper. I love that. That's definitely a win. So let's get that on. So I think we want a little piece of, I don't think I want to introduce that lace. I think I want to go with another piece that we already used. Just to, I like to have those things kind of tied together a little bit in the project. So a little bit of that right there. And then our girl is just going to be just about ready. I think I need to trim her down just a little bit. These are, I'll have to look up where I got these, but I did print these, I think, 4 to a page, so they're very tiny from the original. I love that. Love that. Okay. Do we need anything else? Do we need any book page here? I don't think so. I love this though. This is actually it's an original from a book, and it's got that old tape. I didn't make that tape. It's just like that, but I love that. I'm debating on any other kind of thing like this, vellum or anything like that. I don't know if that's overkill. You can see the roses through it. I actually like that. I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to get my Barely Arts because it is the best for vellum. Not that it matters in this case because the vellum is not, much of that is not going to show. So There we go. I should have inked that edge, but that's all right. And then we're going to throw that lace on there. Put our girl on, and then paperclip cluster number 1 is done. I really like that. I think I want that to be pushed up a little bit. You can't really see that embossed paper very well, but that sometimes happens when we're just experimenting. So that's all right. Put her right there. My Fabri-Tac. And then I've got some, I'm wondering if I want this on here. Do we want that? I really, really like the look of that. What do you think? I don't want it to necessarily cover her up, but I really like the look of that. I wonder if we could put it down and maybe put a dangle there. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to skip that this time. We might try that on another one. So I also have some little words. So this is another, these are words from a kit, or from a Etsy buy. And I think these are printed 6 to a page, so they're normally quite large. And again, I will look up the maker of those. So where do we want that? I think I want that right there. And then I do have, oh, I wanted to use some of the string. Let's see if we can get some of the string under the word. Just something different. Love that. I don't know why I never think to do that. Probably because I don't save my threads. They kind of bother me. I probably could have cut that differently, and then they wouldn't be all coming apart. That's okay. That's okay. They'll all hold down with the word here. It says exquisite. Exquisite. You know that we are all exquisite human beings. So that is that. I'm thinking I want one more thing up here, maybe a small button or some bling. Let me see what I've got here as far as little buttons. You know, they always sink to the bottom, just challenging. I like that one right there. It's one of those that's kind of hollow in the middle, but I don't want that because it won't be able to be adhered. So I think I'm going to put it right there. And I don't know if it will hold, if it will stick on or not, but we're going to try. We're going to try. Get that baby on there. I'm going to get my paper towel and kind of press that. I really like that it's bringing out some of the darker tones in the girl's dress. So there is Paperclip cluster number 1. So again, it's really basic on the back, nothing fancy, nothing pretty, just real quick and easy paperclip cluster. So let's go on to the second one. The nice thing about the Fabri-Tac is you do get a little bit of wiggle room here to move it. You don't always get that. I'm going to trim this. I'm going to pull this up a little bit and trim it because my edge of my paper was deliberately made crooked, and so I want to be able to see that. So I'm going to trim the top off. Like so. I love that already. So let's see what we can do with her. Let's see what else we have. got some more tissue paper. We've got some of this. Oh, that would be pretty, kind of. Don't you think? I like that. But we need some other book stuff or music or something under it. And again, this is just my way. You certainly don't have to do it this way. I just have my kind of my recipe that I enjoy. So I almost wish I'd gone longer with that. Darn it. It's okay. We're going to have layers here. Using my Fabri-Tac because I'm gluing onto lace. Just about done with this one. You know, and as I always mention, when you layer, you do always risk losing things that are underneath. But I love that. It's not overthought. It's just, I mean, it's slightly overthought. Like I was like pondering and going, well, what do I want to do? But all in all, it's pretty, it was pretty random. So I think, do I want to pull this over and see if we want to use this on this one? What do we think? I'm not liking it, not feeling it. So I do want to get some bling out this time. So let me just reach behind me and get my bling stuff here. See if I can find something that will go really pretty with that. What do we have here? Not feeling that. This is the overflow. I think we want some gold. I think gold would be good. Gold or one of these. I really like these two. Let's see. Yep, I think I'm going to put some down here. Put one down here, maybe another one. Not using as many papers as I normally would. Usually I layer these up pretty heavy. Not sure what's different today. It's okay. And should we put another one up here? I don't have another one of that. I do have some more somewhere. I just don't know where I stashed them. I bought them for the Beloved Beauty Journal. So maybe we'll just do a gold one. Maybe up here. Or up here. Kind of on the opposite side would be good. Yeah, right there. It's very different for me. different is good. Teaches us things, right? So we've got beautiful, cherish, dazzling. I think I want beautiful on this one. So we're going to put our word up here, I think. But I think I want something underneath it. So should we grab another piece of that gold lace? Sorry, my head got in camera there. That was really random, Renee. Let's try that again. Oh my goodness, this is better. I can be so random. Oh, I like that. I'm just going to put it directly on the lace here this time. Not my best work, but that's okay. Not everything can be, right? There we go. So that is cluster number 2. Beautiful. Now we're going to move on to 3. So this one I'm actually using, this is original mixed media coffee dyed paper from my stash. I don't know if you can see the texture in that. It's absolutely wonderful. So we're going to go ahead and use this today. It's a little bit fragile. It's almost like, it feels almost like a soft cotton. It's really interesting, but I love how it inks up. It's just glorious. I'm going to go ahead and ink the back of this because it's going to be actually quite pretty. But I'm going to show you something here that's already happening. This is tearing, and so I'm going to need to figure out how to stabilize that a little bit so that we don't have it break down. So let's get the paper clip on first. I can figure it out. Sorry for the loud vehicles. As I've mentioned, we live on a backcountry road and people can tend to be a little bit strange. There we go. Just again using my Fabri-Tac. It's easier to use and it's effective. So we're going to go ahead and glue that down. So this girl is this pretty pink one, which I think I do want to use this tab thing because it's just speaking to me. So I'm going to ink it up. None of this gets thrown away, so even though I select stuff and I don't end up using it, it's okay. I actually think I might want this one on the top, but we'll have to see, or maybe on this side. Okay, so let's see. And now the rain is starting again. I can't believe that it is almost summer and it's just raining and raining and raining and raining and raining. It's just crazy. Ooh, that is a perfect fit. Look at that. We want that. Yes, sir. Here, yes, ma'am. I sure hope summer comes eventually. Kind of counting on it. Okay, so there's that. And we've got our girl. We just have to think about what else we might want. I'm going to slide that over if I can a little bit. That'll help stabilize that paper that's underneath. I'm going to trim this just a tad bit. Careful not to cut the paper. And let's go ahead and get some stuff on the inside here, or layers rather. I want something that kind of coordinates with this girl, but I actually have this. I almost really want her to be really grungy. This is another piece of that paper. So let's just use this. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. But I don't know if you can tell, but it's just like so bendable. Like, almost like cloth. It's really crazy. So we need something underneath that to balance out that color because it's a little bit too dark. So I'm going to just tear this down a little bit and see, or we could use this, which I already started tearing. I think I want a little piece of lace in between as well, so let me go ahead and glue this one down. There we go. Do we want anything else on there? This would be kind of cool. A little bit of tissue paper with maybe some writing on it. This is, I think this is the Tim Holtz paper, so it's really strange because it doesn't tear very well in a certain direction. So it's kind of strange. I'm going to use the Barely Arts there. But I like that black contrast of that print, so I think that's going to be great. And then let me see if I've got another piece of this lace handy. I know I have more, but oh, there's a little piece right there. There's a little piece right there. Could layer her up there. What do you think? Oops, we forgot this piece though. I think this is my favorite. I think this is my favorite. So let's go ahead and get that glued down because we're pretty sure about that. Or I'm pretty sure about it. I want it this kind of high up and over because our girl has to fit there. So that's what I'm trying to do there. And then let's just cut this so that it's just the height of the picture. Like so. And then I think I'm just going to glue it on the side of this just so I can get it where I want it for sure. Like so. Sorry if that's off camera. Perfect. And then, because then that can kind of hang off a little bit too. I love this. A lot less going on with it, but I think it's my favorite. I do. So sometimes less is more, as they say. So I'm going to kind of go down here and let that hang off. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. Oh, it never ceases to amaze me. So what kind of added thing do we want on this one? Do we want a button? Let's look. I try to be careful with the bulk on my clusters because it can cause a problem when you're trying to put it in a journal. Oops, dropping buttons everywhere. I do have this gold one. I don't want a button. Let's just go with some bling here. We've got some pink bling, so let's just get that out. I could do either one of these. I think I want one of these. Oops, that's a lot of glue. Oh my goodness. I'm going to kind of put that up here just to kind of counterbalance what's going on the other side. Let's balance it out a little bit. And then for words we still have cherish and dazzling. I think this one needs to be dazzling. Hopefully I'll remember to link these. If I don't, you guys, anytime I say that I'm going to and I don't, please just remind me. It's hard. I don't keep a list anymore of what I'm using because I kind of rely on my memory a little bit. And that might be good or bad. I'm not sure. But it is what it is. So I think I'm going to put that underneath it just because it's there. but I will try to remember. I'm all caught up. So I usually will film a bunch of videos and then I go back and not edit them, but I go back and, whoops, I want that the other way. I go back and like I do a Word document that has all the links, and then I do set up all the scheduling for YouTube and for my blog and for Instagram and Facebook and stuff. So that takes some time, and just getting my photos and all of that stuff. So, ooh, I am loving this. Oh my gosh. Look at that. She is absolutely dazzling. Oh my gosh. One more, guys. We're 35 minutes in. I should be able to speed some of this up to help it not be so long, but we've got one more little beauty here. And then I will let you go. I always appreciate that you come by. I've been struggling a little bit with the viewership and just wondering, you know, am I doing something wrong? Or I know for me, because I follow so many people and there's so many videos I want to watch, I simply don't have the time. So I'm hoping that that's what it is, that people are just busy and there's just a lot of content out there. But if you have other thoughts about that, or you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see or what I am producing on the channel, I would love to hear that, because I do this for you guys. I do it to inspire you and to kind of just encourage you to play, and so I want to create content that is along those lines for you guys. So there we go. So we've got that glued on. So let's see, I really want to use this, but it's very big, you know, it's very big. But I think it would be lovely to put it on here. Now they've got my heart set on it. So we need some lace here. Let's see if we can get some of this. It's actually quite pretty, just like that, isn't it? It's a little bit much for me. I've got some of this pink, which would be pretty as well. I actually really like that. I'm surprised because it seems really messy. But let's go ahead and get this lace on first. I'm going to go over that edge a little bit. It's okay. Let's ink this stuff up and then we'll see what's next. I think this book has a lot of pages that are like this. Somebody tried to repair it, which I think is lovely. My glue bottle keeps... I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but I keep my Fabri-Tac upside down in this little recycled bottle, and it gets top heavy. So it's like, oh my goodness, it's falling down again and again. So I'm going to put that right there. And let's ink her up. I cut this piece. This is from that paper, the tossed paper, where we put it in a bucket and we sprayed and sprinkled and doused everything with paint. I really like this, and I'm thinking I want to use it, but we'll see if it works or not. So let me fold it just in case we want to use it, and ink it up. I don't know, it just spoke to me. It's got gold on it. I want to do that again. That project was so fun. I'm still using the scraps too. So let's see, do we want to put this up? We could put it kind of up here. That would be pretty. Yeah, let's do that. I want another piece of that, this fabric right here, or lace rather. But it's the part of the lace I don't care for. So let me just reach behind me and grab another piece. It means it's not a scrap, but I do use it. So I wound all my laces up on these kind of bobbin things that I bought from Amazon. I'm loving it a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off This is how I use this lace. I very rarely use it whole. I just love it because watch what happens. Watch, watchy, watchy. Because you can begin to pull this and kind of deconstruct it a little bit, and it makes it look really cool and vintagey. That edge is not really fraying very well. There we go. And then I do trim some bits off just so it's not too crazy. And then I'm going to cut this actually in half now that I've done that because of where I'm putting it here. So I want it to kind of go under this tab like that. I don't know why. Just because I want to. And let's get this on as well. This one's a simple one. Simple is good. Very good. So I don't want it to affect the paper clip. So I'm trying to do this so that it's not going to impact that. So there we go. Kind of looks a little wonky on the back, but that's all right. I didn't make these to be pretty and that, you know, like perfect and whatever. Kind of looks weird now, doesn't it? That's all right. It's what I picked. Do we want anything on top of this? I think this is actually enough on this cluster. So I think I'm going to go ahead and glue her on. Do we want any more of this this lace? Nah, too much. No, I do definitely want to see that tape, so I'm trying to let that show. And what else do we need? Do we need something else? What is it? What is it? Do we need a button? I always see that, and then I always defer to not have a button. But let's just find out here. This one's really cool. Except I want to just like take some time and just put strength through all these buttons because I think they look weird when they're, you know, they're a button and they have holes, but there's nothing through the holes. So that's just me. More buttons on the floor. Yay. Ooh, that's actually quite pretty, that butterfly. This is going to be a little bit bulky, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to pull off the adhesive that's naturally on it. And I'm going to put, unstick. Do we want to do that? I don't know. Let me look at the bling. This would be really pretty too, one of these little flowers, the pink ones. Let's just go with that. The buttons are very bulky, especially on a cluster or, you know, well, anything inside the journal. Come on. Fabri-Tac is all clogged up. Come on. Come on. Okay, well, let's try some art glitter glue. This is the last thing. I'm not fussing. Oh, just pulled the whole thing off. I'm not fussing with this anymore. So let's just set that down. And then I will say goodbye until next time. It's almost summertime, summer break, so there will be some awesome content coming. Oh, we forgot our word though. Where are we going to put our word? So this one is cherish. We should have thought of that, huh? Before I started putting stuff down. Can we put it up there or down here? Let me just take that off again. I think I need to rethink that little bling. Put this on first. Oh, come on. It's going to need some doctoring. My art glitter glue. As I mentioned, glue is not my friend. I fight with it all the time. I'm sure that I'm not alone in that. Get some more glue here. if that comes loose, I can always, once I get the Fabri-Tac unclogged, we can address that. There we go. So that is cluster number 4. So thank you guys so much for being here. I will talk to you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.